to the Ingrid Pink podcast, your go-to source for insights and inspiration in the world of business and entrepreneurship, personal development, all the good stuff that we do over here. I am your host, Ingrid Pinkett, and today's episode is titled Standing Firm, the Importance of Valuing Your Business Services. So we're going to be discussing why understanding and upholding the value of your services is critical for long-term success. So here's a quick rundown of what we're going to cover. We're going to cover business transaction awareness, challenges with clients, aligning business values, the role of passion and dedication, and dealing with undermining behavior. And then, of course, I'm going to give you my conclusions and thoughts. I want to thank today's sponsor of this episode, which is part of the Ingrid Pink Network, RMC Exclusive. And I'll talk a little bit about them a little bit more later on. But you know what? Let's go ahead and get into it. So, business transaction awareness. So we want to explore, and I'm going to kick this off by talking about why it's essential for clients to grasp the full scope of value that they receive from your service. So this includes not just tangible outcomes, but also the expertise, time, and effort that you've invested in your business. So we want to make sure that your clients understand the comprehensive value that they receive from your services or your products. So we want to give them things that they can walk away with and those things that they have to think about. So the benefits, the things that they can actually say, okay, you have shown me whether it is people that have recommended your business, people that are, look, my brain went on fry, the people that are they're giving you kudos, or what is that? Recommendations. They are able to share their experience, whether it is a positive review on Yelp or Google or anything like that you can take and you can say, hey, thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoyed our service. Do you mind sharing that with someone else? Do you mind if we take what you have said, or we take your customer experience and put it along our customer journey to help to boost us up? What are the benefits? Things like that. So doing that, like surveys, asking for references, recommendations, asking for people that they feel comfortable with giving their information, or even recommending you to them. Ask for it. Definitely ask for it, but also that helps you to know about the value, how much they care about what it is that you do, right? So we want to make sure that by emphasizing the importance of that to current and future clients, that lets them know that the value isn't just about the end result. It encompasses the expertise, time, effort, and investing that in delivering these outcomes. So it doesn't just say, hey, this is what I did for them. They give their experience along the way, because most of the time when people give that, they give anything that give kudos or a recommendation of a business, or they share it with someone or anything like that, they highlight your knowledge, skills, and personalized approach that you bring, which contributes, of course, significantly to the value proposition. So it lets them know that your service is valuable. And that's an important part of the fact of understanding the value of what it is that you're bringing to this customer or client experience. Whatever that niche or whatever that is for you, you need people to say, this is what I've got out of this. So please ask for that. Ask for that because you want to share that. It's important. There's a few times that I have had customers or clients that were recommended by other people, whether they came into the store at RMC exclusive or whether they partook in my customer experience, the legacy leads, or even my project concepts through Ingrid Pinkett Professional Services. The people that have shared the experience that they had with me and recommended me to their friends or fellow business associates or things for the things that I have done for them shows me that they found value in what it was that I did. And because of that, it helped me to be able to step up my deliverable, the way that I do it and how I deliver it, because I wanted to create lasting partnerships and repeat business. Who does not want that? We all want repeat business and we want lasting partnerships that are healthy, productive, and also that gets you past that dead zone, that part where things are kind of stagnant at the moment. You want to be able to pull past that. So if we're talking about successful relationships in this regard, we want to make sure that clients that they don't just focus only on costs, but that they later realize the value that you provided. Okay, so that's important in building that relationship, because that will result in their loyal and advocacy for your services or your products. So they will become loyal customers or clients. RMC Exclusive does have some loyal client fan base. So whenever we have new items that come in, we've got donations, things like that. People are like, hey, I want to donate to you. I don't just want to purchase from you, but I want to donate to you. And also they share it with their family and their friends. We have a lot of people that come in that talk about the fact they were referred to us by other people, whether it was online or if they come into the store. So that's exciting. That's exciting to know that we built that relationship, that they feel comfortable about that. The same thing with Ingrid Pinkett Professional Services, which is my virtual assisting business, and my virtual assisting business coach, business resources / coaching business. And when I tell you that a lot of things are word of mouth, I cannot stress that more. Yes, there can be 85 quadrillion leads, but sometimes those people do not purchase. But when you show value and when you have successful relationship and have had successful business relationships and connections in the past, and you talk about those things, or your clients or your customers talk about you, that is a hot lead. That is a hot client. That is a future customer. Why? Because the testimonies themselves are real life impact and benefits of your services and your products. They are real life people saying real life things. And also make sure you're transparent because transparency is key. Break down your process and your pricing structure so clients understand what they're paying for, right? Make sure that in that relationship, give them that information so that they are fully aware. Use testimonials, case studies, and also regular updates and clear communication can reinforce the value of what you're bringing to the table. So remember, we're trying to get them to understand the reason why you're charging $500, $1,000, $25,000. We want to get, they want to know, what do I get? Not just what do I get for that, but what is the value? Who are you? Be open, be clear, communicate those things because they don't know unless you say it. So tips for communicating value. So of course, be transparent. We want to highlight the importance of being transparent with your clients. Break down your process and pricing structure to help them understand exactly what they're paying for. And discuss how detailing each phase of your service delivery can demystify your work. After you discuss those things, it takes the mystery out of it, right? It shows, it gives you effort, and it lets them know expertise you have involved in those services or even those products that you have. Do you use your products? Like, you should be your own walking testimony of some of the things that you are putting out to everyone else. So when in conjunction with that, we want to use testimonies and case studies. Use real life testimonies and case studies to illustrate the tangible and intangible benefits of your service and explain to people how to use these tools, how demonstrate them, the practical impact, and reinforce the value in the eyes of your prospective clients. All of those things will do that for you. Make sure that you do regular updates, have clear communication, update them about if you're going through a project with your client, make sure you give them updated progress. How do they know if there's any type of movement or the value of what it is you're delivering if they don't even know? They know when you began it, but they don't know anything until you end it. That's not the way to do that. Excuse me. Let me grab some water here. Give me 2 seconds. Delicious, delicious. I have been talking all morning, and so it's later here than it is when I'm getting this out on the Pacific Coast. But so I have been jingle talking, which is the reason why this is late. I apologize for that. But we are going to try to do this. I've had a busy last couple of days, so we are going to try to get this out for you on time next week. I'm going to try to go a little bit more early. I think I said that to you guys last week, but I think I got it out on time last week. I'm not sure, but let me know in the comments if I did get it out on time last week or not. I'm not absolutely positively sure that I did. But if I didn't, hey, you see the trend. You know that I'm doing it, though. I'm staying committed to your Tuesday, and I'm going to get this out for you. So we're going to jump right back in. Value beyond the project. So we want to explain how your service provides ongoing benefits even after the project is completed. So do you have any lifelong improvements that they can do? What strategic insights and continued support can you give to your customer or client? Encourage your clients to view your services as an investment in their future success rather than a one-time transaction. Remember, we're talking about building a relationship with someone. So you want this for life. You want this for lifelong. You want this for a while, right? You want to make sure that you continue that relationship and connection as long as you can, as long as you, even if you're not needed, maybe they know someone who is needed, needs your services, and they can recommend them as well. Remember, I talked about word of mouth earlier, about how a lot of those convert to instant clients and customers. So we want to make sure that when we are dealing with challenges with clients. Sometimes we can encounter clients who seem to overlook the value we provide. So whether it's expecting a quick result or negotiating prices, they want to do that without understanding the effort involved. And these situations are way common. It's so funny. I just had a situation happen to me where I was giving someone pricing on something that they asked me for, and what they heard, and they kept pressuring me about a price and pressuring me about a price. And so I gave them a range of prices. And maybe about a week later, they came back and said, "You said that the price was this." And they were just going on about that. And they kind of negated the whole conversation of where I was talking about value and the fact that I could give a range, but until I know the depth of what I'm going to be doing and what the ask is, and also to see if we might have to do a test first to see if we are a fit. I don't have an exact price for you. So of course I gave a range in this situation, but they heard what they wanted to hear based off of what they felt the value of my services were. And so I had to, of course, I listened to all of that. I listened to them reminding me of that conversation, which clearly I knew very well. I know my processes. And when I discussed it with them, and once they were done with letting me know what they would and would not do, and what they wanted to, and what they did not want to pay, I did remind them that I did understand that, and of the value that I was bringing to them. And also, because of the value, what they were given was a range. There was no price set. Ultimately, I did come to the conclusion after further discussion at later times that that was not someone that I wanted to move further with in a business relationship. I did not feel as if we were on the same page or a fit. And we'll get to that in just a minute. But I want to just talk about impact of partial information, because an example I gave, miscommunication or customers or clients only hearing a part of what's communicated can lead to dissatisfaction. So we have to ensure that clients understand the full picture, because again, remember I said she heard only part of it. For her, it was only part of the discussion in her mind. She just heard that little small part of it, and then she filled in the rest on her own. It wasn't until we did a further deep dive, before I committed anything, before I said yes to any contract, before any contracts were signed, before any of those things. We had met a couple of times, but and I had also presented her with things in writing. But there was, again, I said, I need to take a look at these things and let me know if you have any questions. We've had a couple of conversations. This is it in writing loosely. Let me know if you have any questions, what it is that you would like to do moving forward, and we can discuss it from there. Before we send over a contract services. So I wanted to make sure, based off of the interaction in the very beginning, that we were going to be crystal clear about the expectations that my client, potential customer might have had, and what I was going to deliver. So that's absolutely important. Absolutely. Make sure that we give regular updates, detailed proposals, help the clients also stay informed. Follow up with emails summarizing the discussions. That can prevent misunderstandings. And also educating content like blogs or videos can help explain like the complexities of your services. It can this is going to be your customer. Why are they not included in the customer journey? Let them know how things are going to progress. Let them know where they're going to begin and how it's going to end, right? Give them a couple of different scenarios of variables that might happen, but for the most part, let them know that the relationship is just that. It is a relationship. And so clear communication is important. Strategies for clear communication. Let's just talk about them really quick. Regular updates. Make sure that you keep the client updated. Detailed proposals. Make sure that you are detailed in what you are going to give to them. Scope, timeline, pricing of your services. Set realistic expectations and make sure that they understand them. Let them know what they're investing in. Follow up on emails. And then we have educational content. Anything that you think would help to drive the value of your product or service home for them, whatever that may look like. Okay. Make sure if you don't, do you have an onboarding process? Introduce a structured client onboarding process. This might include an orientation about your services, what they can expect, how they can maximize the value from your partnership. I would suggest if you were doing onboarding, make sure that if you can face-to-face, if not, please do it on Zoom. Don't do a phone call. Don't do an email. Don't just do those things. Make sure that you can face-to-face, whether that is a video call, or that is an actual physical face-to-face. Please make sure that this person understands this is a relationship that you guys are having. Explain to them that you are looking for their feedback and that you can adjust your communication strategies and service delivery to better meet their needs if you have that feedback. So that's important. So make sure that you have that, okay? Also, you want to see if you guys have shared values and respect. So when you align your values with potential people, it's critical. When your values are shared and collaborations run smoother and mutual respect is maintained, right? So remember I talked about that when the last person which kind of prompted this podcast, the person that I was dealing with, once I got to know them, I realized that we saw things as far as business-wise and how the structure of that business should be run. We saw things differently. We're similar in the same industries and in the same industry in this one aspect. Remember, I am a serialpreneur, so I have different ventures. But in this one venture, we didn't quite align with how this person saw their venture and what they were doing, and then how I saw my venture and what I was doing. And so that's okay, because at that point you realize that this is not a relationship that you want to move forward in. And that's okay. I offered resources and said, hey, I'm not the person that you might want to be doing this with, but I can definitely recommend some others that I know maybe would be able to fit for you. You can go ahead and explore those options. So even though I said no, I still felt like I provided value. They told me thank you. So I'm assuming that I still provided they saw that my services were still valuable because I did have resources for them, even though I knew that we could not connect. So please, 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 I want you to know that what shared value means in a business context. It just means that you have common principles and ethics that guide decision making and behaviors. So you guys kind of align on the bigger picture. Like I said, how that person ran their business and how I run my business, even though they were similar, even though the businesses were similar, the principles and ethics that guided my decision-making and my behavior and their decision-making and their behavior did not align for me on my end. It didn't align with where it was that I wanted to go, right? So you want to make sure that you values with your potential partners and customers or clients to ensure smoother collaborations, right? Because both of you are going to operate under similar guiding principles, which will make things run smoother. It's going to enhance the collaboration, because when values are aligned, it's easier to work together harmoniously. When you share things, you can create this common ground for understanding and cooperation. Also, there is a value in fostering mutual respect between the two of you. It fosters effective problem solving. It lessens misunderstandings between the two of you. The respect that you can give for each other as far as expertise and contributions can prevent conflicts and build stronger partnerships. It sets the foundation for trust and cooperation. So with that, you want to make sure that you are fostering that mutual respect. You bring that foundation of respect for each other's expertise and contributions, because that's the cornerstone of any successful partnership. You want to make sure that the respect, when it's there, it prevents the conflict, creates an environment where all parties feel valued and heard. You want to make sure that you lay that groundwork for trust. You lay that out so that so that when decisions and capabilities and all of those things, you can trust those things in each other. It leads to a more open communication, a greater willingness to collaborate, and a stronger commitment to shared goals. So that when someone comes into the store, they are excited about sustainable clothing. We're talking about pharmacy exclusive. When someone's excited about being in a store that has sustainable clothing, they like the fact that you can fill up a bag for one price. All of these things align with their values, their core things, their goals of making sure that they get the best value for the money that they're sending out, but also that they're helping the environment and their community by buying things that have been repurposed, because it came out of someone else's closet, whether it had the tags on or not, does not mean that it no longer has value. It just means that in their process of life, it is no longer needed. But the fact that they've donated this, and the fact that they have said, you know what, I want to give back because I know I'm going to buy something else, or I'm going to go to another thrift shop or things of that nature. I want to make sure that I am a thrifter, or I am a person that likes to repurpose things. And because of that, I want to give my hard-earned cash money, because the bottom line is that we are in business to make money. Yes, we love what we do, all of that, but we all want to get something out of it, correct? So when those values align and they see someone that says, hey, you know what, you put in all the things that, cost savings, sustainable clothing, and you are open to hearing any suggestions, critiques, things of that nature. You even offer discounts when your prices are already low. All of those things build trust. There's a foundation of respect when someone comes in, how we greet them, what we say to them, how we help them, all of those things. So you want to make sure that you have your customer or your client walking out as if they have been heard, as if they were the most important person at that moment. Is everyone important that comes in, whether it's a client or a customer, and think that yes, they are. And that's what I mean. Every single person that you partner with, however you do that, and whether it's your client, your customer, a collaboration, whatever it is, they should feel heard, valued, as if they matter. All of those things are very important. Say, for instance, you come across something and there is a problematic partnership. Maybe you knew you were going to say no, but you ended up saying yes, or maybe you felt pressured into that, or whatever it may be. Please just remind yourself that mutual respect will help salvage politically problematic partnerships. So even if you do get into something and you realize you need to get out, please do that with the most grace and understanding and compassion that you can, first for yourself and then for the other person. Keep in mind that if someone is bringing something to the situation, even if it's yourself, that you can only take responsibility for you. You can't take responsibility for the other person, but you can empathize with with what they're going through, with the ending of the association, if that's what you decide to do. And if you can't end the association, there are other things that you can do. You can respectfully make sure that what you communicate is over and above what is needed. You can make sure that what you are bringing to what value you are bringing to the table is way more than what is being asked for, so that your ethics, goals, and approaches are proactive and not reactive, because that's important as well. In a problematic situation, you definitely want to be proactive and not reactive. So let's go ahead and talk about strategies for aligning business values. So make sure, let's talk about a little bit about initial assessments to ensure potential partners or clients who share your core values. This can involve anything from discussions about what your mission statement is, what your vision is, and business ethics. Open that dialogue. Talk to the person. You don't have to say yes in the very beginning. When customers come in, or even if they're talking to me about their business, we have several conversations. It's not just a quick sign up. It's not just a quick, here, take this product and get out of my face. It doesn't work like that, at least when it comes to those that are associated with the Ingrid Pinkett network. So it is not that easy, and it doesn't come that way for a reason. That is because I want to make sure that you are a fan, that you are someone that we are going to be partnering with, or you're going to share your experience, which means that you're going to come back. Whatever that looks like, and come back could simply mean just introducing my service or my business to your friend. You may not have a need yourself, but you're spreading the word. So those things are absolutely important. And by focusing on the shared value and fostering mutual respect, you can create a strong, harmonious partnership that's built on trust and cooperation. And this approach doesn't just enhance collaboration, but it also contributes to a long-term success and satisfaction for all parties involved, no matter how long or short the interaction is. So that's important. Please be mindful of that. We're going to talk about the value of passion and dedication. And that drives many of us to work long hours. And it's not just necessarily about genuine love for what we do. I want you to be mindful of that. Okay. So if you don't genuinely love and are passionate about what you do, you can be resentful about the fact that you have to overly compensate for certain things, or that you have to be involved with that difficult person, or the difficult customer or client, or things like that. But I want you to think about the passion that many professionals do bring. Think about that, not just for yourself if you're not passionate, but look at those that are passionate about meeting deadlines, but they do have a genuine love for what it is that they do. The passion fuels the willingness to put in long hours and go above and beyond to deliver exceptional results. Be passionate about what you do. I have said that before. I had a job where I was passionate about what I did. I absolutely love, when I say love, I absolutely love being a virtual assistant. I absolutely love solving problems for small businesses. I'm a problem solver. I am an excellent support person. I love for people that have a vision and a dream. I love to be the person behind them, um, solving things or making things work out for them. That is just something that I do. I am a great support person. And once you know what you like and what your niche is, the good part about that is that you will take that and you will put that in other places. So you'll take that and you will run with that. So it's not about who you do it for. So when you come into that problematic customer or client or job, you think about the reflection of what you're doing when you are doing it is on you. It's not about who you're doing it for or what they are doing. Even though you like that, if you're delivering all the great communication and and all of the stuff that we talked about, you're trying to show the value of what you do and all of that. Let me tell you something. You can do everything and nobody can see your value until you walk out the door, and then they appreciate you. But let me tell you about that scenario as well. If you are doing everything that you can in that scenario to deliver the value, and the person, once you are no longer there, they sit back and think about it. They do. And let me tell you what they do. They will deliver when it's necessary, a recommendation, a suggestion to a friend, something like that, because they'll think about where they were in their life when they encountered you and now where they are in their life and start to process, maybe I was a little bit, maybe I was being reactionary, or maybe what I was delivering wasn't as positive as I thought it was because I was going through blah, 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 blah at the time. But they never wavered in what they delivered to me. They never wavered in how they spoke to me. They never wavered in showing me the respect and value, right? So, and sometimes respect and value, you need to put that on yourself. And you need to, sometimes if you are being disrespected, you are being devalued, it is okay to walk away as well. So I want you to keep that in mind, that it is okay. Because if you're doing all of the things that you are supposed to be doing, and you are providing the service or the item to the best of your ability in the way that is telling the other person, I hear you, and it still is not working, I will let you know. And I can tell you this from my own personal experience. When you walk away, you will get something will come in that will be so much better that you will wonder why you did not end that relationship sooner. It's happened time and time again. I'm sure I am not the only person that this applies to. So I know this podcast is a little bit longer. We only have a couple of more things that I want to discuss with you, and then I'm going to wrap it up. But let's go ahead and let's dive into, we talked about passion. We talked about passion. We talked about just bringing all of the value. So let's talk a little bit about pricing. So your pricing reflects your time, effort, and your expertise invested. So you need to educate your clients on why your prices are set and why they are set the way that they are, and that's vital. You need to tell them, right, what you're bringing. Reflect on the effort and expertise. Explain that pricing is an arbitrary. It reflects the time, effort, expertise invested in delivering the high quality services. You have to tell them the factors that influence your pricing. So the complexity of the work, the level of expertise required, the time commitment involved. Be transparent in your pricing explanation. So stress the importance of what you are giving. What are you delivering? The education that you are a subject matter expert in your field of this. And if you're not, you need to become one. I don't care if you're selling the widget down the way and everybody sells a widget. You find out what other people don't know about that widget and you put that in your delivery. You put that in your delivery so that you can be the best version of all the other widgeters out there that are selling the same widget. Okay. Also, make sure that you talk about the time commitment involved. Stress, please, the reasoning behind your pricing, and be transparent. And so they can understand the value that they're receiving from you. Make sure that you give detailed quotes. Hold on, I need a little water again. Break down costs to illustrate how prices are determined and what each component represents. Let them know what each one, how do you, if you do this, you get this value. If you upgrade, you get this value. If you upgrade, you get this value, right? So let them know, and don't, and listen, if you are upgrading people, I'm gonna say this. If you are upgrading people, please don't undercut yourself. Do not do that. If you are delivering, extra amounts of your time, so if you normally look in the, say for this is your business, because we're talking about business, career, whatever, and you see where you would normally make $35 an hour for what your expertise, all of the education, everything that you're bringing to the table, and you see that normally this would normally be $35 an hour. Why are you charging $25 the whole thing? This is 2 hours and you're charging $25. Stop it. If you would normally make $35 for all of the things that you would deliver, then you need to price yourself appropriately for the time that you're going to be delivering this. And then what is the next thing you're supposed to do? What is the value? Because I'm going to tell you something. The people that'll pay the $25, they don't see value in what you are delivering, or if they're trying to talk you down, you haven't explained what the process is for the reason why you're asking, or the reason why your price is set at $70 for 20 hours. For 2 hours. They don't understand. So you need to break that down. You have to explain that. And if they don't get it after everything that we've talked about and all that we are going through, if they don't get it, then how about you move on to the next person? It is okay to give them a recommendation or a reference to someone else that can deliver what it is that they are looking for at the price that they want. That's okay. Because I can guarantee you that even at $35 an hour, what you're going to deliver should be $70 an hour. If you are passionate and you are passionate and you understand the value of what you're delivering, you like what you do, you are going to deliver way more than what it is that they are asking. Way more. So remember that. Remember that when you are going through your pricing. And when I say that, and the reason why I say that is because rate reality here. Often our prices are already discounted to make our services accessible. So if you break down how the discounted price is a great deal, considering the value provided, can help the clients appreciate the true worth. And that goes with you. I know we all have seen it. And I'm gonna just make this an hour. So we got about 15 minutes left. And then I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about RMC and I'm gonna close out. So we already are telling people all the magnificent stuff about how we are the subject matter expert, everything that we're going to do, how the training we went through, the certifications that we have, the years of experience that we've done in all of this, and all of these things. And most of the time, if we were to go out and we were to compare all the 85 things that we're doing for this one project or this one service or this one product, if it was being delivered by someone else or by someone that maybe is a billionaire, maybe, just for instance, a large corporation or company, right? Where you would get that one item for $100 and something, and you're only doing the item, or you're selling the item for 75, right? You have to show them. And if they don't get it, then that's okay. They don't get it. The bottom line is that you are not multi-million, blah, 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 and are making your items at a cost of 10% of what you're selling it for, because of and I'm just throwing these numbers out here, because of the fact that you are a smaller business. So understand that what you are delivering is a lot of times on you and maybe a small team. It may be you and maybe 2 other people or 5 other people, or, maybe you're just a solopreneur and you're doing everything yourself. Whatever it is, it's already discounted. It's already discounted. Don't discount it more. Don't discount your value, your time, all of the things. Continue to explain that the prices often are already discounted to make services more accessible, but you're still maintaining the same quality. Communicate what they are worth. I know that we've seen those little things where it'll say valued at, and they have that crossed out, and then they tell you what the item they're charging for things like that. Think of it like that. That is what you are doing. That's what you are delivering to them, that discounted rate. Showcase your dedication. Make sure that you let them know that you are dedicated to every single aspect of this transaction. Share stories or testimonies that highlight the dedication and passion of yourself and your team. This helps your clients connect with the people behind the services, so it helps them connect with you. Detailed proposals and updates. Again, make sure that you put those proposals in writing. Client testimonials. Give some real life examples. Share some real life examples of the dedication and passion of your team that led to outstanding results. By effectively communicating the dedication and passion driving your work, along with the transparent explanations of your pricing and the value of discounted rates, you can help your clients appreciate the true worth of your services or your products, right? This understanding will foster the stronger client and our customer relationship, and it reinforces the commitment to quality and excellence in your business. How do we deal with the undetermining behavior? So this is my last thing that I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to close it out. But before I do, I want to take a switch of the gear here. And are you ready to unlock savings like never before? Introducing RMC Exclusives QR Code Extravaganza. Experience the thrill of scanning, shopping, and savings on a treasure trove of delightful, thrifted treasures. It's time to roll out the red carpet of discounts just for you. From vintage fine to contemporary chic, every scan opens the door to incredible deals and steals. Whip out your phone and scan away and let the savings begin. Don't miss out on this opportunity to hashtag scan to save at the discount extravaganza brought to you by RMC Exclusive. Follow RMC Exclusive for more updates and exciting offers. Explore the Ingrid Pinkett Network at www.linktree.ee/Ingrid Follow RMC Exclusive on Facebook at RMC Exclusive 510, on Instagram and TikTok at RMC Exclusive, and on Poshmark. Scan and save with RMC Exclusive, your getaway to amazing discounts and fabulous finds. Hashtag discount extravaganza, hashtag RMC Exclusive. All of the information for RMC Exclusive will be linked down at the bottom. So please make sure to go over there and show that business a little love. RMC Exclusive, where you are too blessed to be stressed. And if no one has told you today, you are awesome. Back to the podcast. So we were talking about addressing undercutting and complaints. So undercutting is when your client or your customer try to undercut your prices. And they can do that a few different ways. It's important to stand firm and please don't compromise the value of your services. Sometimes they try to beat you down with what they think the value of your service should be. And remember, I talked about make sure that you have explained in detail, and even ask them, does that make sense? Do you see value? Do you see value in what I'm saying to you? Does that seem like that will work for what it is that you're trying to do? Do you find value in what I'm delivering to you? Do you see where this is a fit for what goals you have for your business, for your, for whatever it is that they happen to be doing, right? Do they see value in that? And a lot of times, a lot of customers will say yes, they do see it, and they'll still try to talk you down, right? They will still try to talk you down. Discuss with your clients how just the perceived value of your services and the effect of the overall business sustainability is important to you. That, you do need to keep the lights on. Excuse me. Your business needs to keep moving. You're not doing this for free. And some of those things, people can relate to that. They can relate to, well, yeah, they're already kind of giving me a discount after talking to them. If you have checked in along the way, they get the value. They get it. You had several conversations. You've also emailed. You've also text messaged. You guys have been in communication. You're building a relationship. When it comes to pricing, it can be uncomfortable and also I would suggest discuss budget early. Discuss budget. What does their budget look like? Because you might be able to fit within their budget and sometimes push it a little bit higher. Because I can tell you this from experience, No one gives you the exact number that they want to pay. They always go lower. I can tell you that they only tell you about maybe, you probably have about maybe a 10 to 15% wiggle room of up charges that you can do before they're at the price and they ain't going no higher than that. So I will tell you that. So talk about budget. Talk about budget, because they will tell you. They'll tell you where the budget is. And like I said, a lot of times you probably have about, and sometimes up to 20%, depending on how much you're charging initially. But usually 15 to 20% over their budget is usually the sweet spot. You can get it to up to about 18 to 20, but that's really if you're you can cut out some other stuff for them and they don't have to research those things themselves. So make sure that you don't compromise on your price, because that can lead to devaluation of your work. So you're devaluing yourself, and then you're setting a precedence for future negotiations. Okay. So make sure that you talk about anything that might come up in the future. Make sure that you're clear on everything, so that there's no misconceptions, and that you are educating your customers and your clients on the values. Okay. And talk to them about their budget. Make sure that you are not outside of their budget. And if you are, and it just happens to be across the board, I'm sure if you're a business owner, you have a resource that you can offer to them, that when they are able to get into that budget, they can effectively and efficiently come back to you once they do have the resources to be able to utilize your service. They'll come back to you. I can tell you, I've been on both ends. I have been on the end where I didn't have the money, and when I got the money, because the value was so strong, I went back and I got that. And I have been at a point where I was out of somebody's price range, and so when they got the money, they came back to me. So I have been on both ends, and I'm telling you, it works. It's all about how you communicate it. So common complaints, of course, frequency pricing complaints. Some people talk about the prices are too high. They don't understand. There's no value. They didn't get the value that they thought they were going to get with the pricing. Clarifying misconceptions, making sure that you educate the client on things that can influence the prices and help to get rid of that issue as well. And then you can make sure that you handle manipulation tactics as professional as you can. Okay, because professionalism is critical. Remember, I was telling you about the person that I did not move forward with, who kind of prompted this podcast. One of the things that they said to me was, in talking to me about the pricing, was they said, "You told me this price. You don't remember that conversation that we had? You said this price." And they kept reiterating that. And I'm sitting here saying, one, I know the value of what I bring. And so I would never discuss a price with someone. So I was trying to figure out where they were coming from, but that's a manipulation tactic from someone trying to get something for what they want it to be. So they misconstrued, or they picked out pieces that they felt comfortable with moving forward. When I said that was not what I said in the range that I gave, they proceeded to tell me. Now, mind you, at this point, I had already given them written information too about charges. And they said to me, "Well, can you just write me up something specifically for me, because I'm going to move forward, but I don't understand what you delivered to me." So we've had one conversation where you have tried to tell me what price I said that I would charge. That's the first thing. And now you're telling me that I don't remember the conversation in that regard. The next thing that you tell me is that the written information that I've given you is still not satisfactory because it does not deliver what you're asking for. Okay. So now you want something else. So these are things that come up into play, and you have to set your boundaries, and then you have to stick to them so that you can prevent the undermining behavior. And at that point, remember, I told you that after that, and then a couple of other things happened, I understood that this person didn't see the value in what it was that I was offering. Even though they had been interacting with me, even though the relationship was still brand new, they did not see these things in long term. They saw it in right now. And it was what they decided that they wanted, and they wanted it delivered in the way that was palatable for them, but they did not value what I was bringing. They did not see the value in it, or it was just that they wanted to manipulate it so that it would fit within what it was that they perceived, the box that they had set aside for this. Even though we talked about budget, we talked about a lot of things, right? And so I based my information on them, and I felt that it was fair, but I guess they did not. So a decision has to be made on whose end, not theirs, but the person delivering the service. So I want you to also know that. Always be professional in your response. Please make sure, I cannot stress this enough, the importance of handling manipulative tactics with professionalism. Please make sure you do that. Okay? Remain calm, respectful, but also assertive in your response. Let them know that this is the boundary. You will do this and you will not do that. Otherwise, you definitely there are some other people that can provide that product or that service that may fit in better with what it is that they would like to do. Make sure that you educate your clients on the value they are going to receive. Provide clear examples and evidence of the benefits and outcomes of your service. Detail proposals, invoices that break down the costs and services. This is the transparency that can help your client or your customer understand what they're paying for and why it is priced that way. Highlight any unique value. Is there something a unique aspect of your service that justifies the price? Highlight something specialized or experience or added benefit that sets you apart from the competitors. Remember, we talked about the widgets. And if there's something particular or something you know about this widget that you're going to deliver in this service or in this product when they purchase it, that no one else can do that, highlight that. Make that the big, the big green flag that says, hey, come over here because of that. Or remember the little guy that used to wave, like you guys can't see me because I'm waving my hand, but the little guy that used to wave and he looks like a little balloon. He looks like he's long and they put air in him and he waves to tell people to come on over here. Do that. That should be your unique value. That's your way. That's your little man standing in the parking lot, waving back and forth looking like a big old huge blow up balloon, right? And he just keeps going back and forth, and you let the air out of him, he just he falls down. But when the air comes back and he keeps going round and round, right? So definitely do that. Negotiation techniques. Please discuss with your client. Negotiate with them. Maybe you can take off a service. They may want every single thing that you have, but maybe their budget doesn't offer that. And say what you can do, and then offer when they get some more, or maybe when their business is a little bit better based off of the things that you are doing for them, or maybe when they get paid, or whatever it happens to be, right? As long as they know that they see value, or maybe you tell them, you know what, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to run a special. I'm actually going to run a special. So, by all means, yeah, let's come back to me, or if I can get you in my email list, you will get first dibs, and you'll find out about when I run that special, and maybe then you can take advantage of what I'm offering, right? So that's also a way to be able to do that as well, and keep that person on your roster and coming back. So successful outcomes despite underlying attempts, where when standing firm on the price, you can make sure that the outcome is going to be successful. And what that means is that if that person can't right now, remember I told you earlier that I have had people that have come back to me because of the way that I handled it, because of the professionalism that I delivered. When they got their money, they came back. I had people that, because of the professionalism that I delivered, once I walked away because they did not see the value or things of that nature, they gave a recommendation of me, my services, my skill sets, and all of that to someone else. They gave me a high recommendation to them. They were a high reference. I didn't even ask them for that, but they did it because they saw. And I maintained, and I set the clear expectations. I had regular communications, and they knew that I was building trust. So when you address your undercutting attempts and complaints with professionalism and clear communication, you uphold the value of your services, you maintain strong client relationships, and you educating your client about the reasons behind your pricing and the unique value you provide. That can prevent undermining behavior, and it can also foster mutual respect and understanding. So as we close this up, I just want to say this. I want you to remember this. All money ain't good money, okay? Upholding your business values and your integrity is essential for long-term success. I want you to stand firm in valuing your service and maintaining your business principles, okay? Don't waver on those things. Please don't sell yourself short. And no matter how many no's you get, that yes will 86 all of those no's, because that yes will be the person that can skyrocket your business into the success that you are looking for. Do not compromise that. Do not do that. Please don't do that for yourself. Don't do that for your business, and don't do that for any future business that you may get. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. You could have been doing anything else, and your support for the Ingrid Pinkett podcast has been phenomenal, and I appreciate you. I certainly do. Your support means anything. The fact that someone listened to little old me and all of my passion surrounding business and just living life as a seasoned woman with more years behind me than I have ahead of me, and just taking this journey with me as I explore different options now, later years in life, as I'm learning new things, as I'm a serialpreneur, and just expanding my delivery to those clients, customers, family, friends, all of the people that I care about and love so much that are around me. And I thank you so much. I cannot tell you how humbled I am when I hear someone say that they listen to my podcast. I'm just like, really? You listen to like all of my thoughts that rattle around in my brain? So I appreciate that. And I just want to say it absolutely humbles me. Thank you so much. And if no one has told you today, I want you to know that you are awesome. Please don't forget to follow me on all my socials. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure you subscribe, you leave a review, you share it with your network, share. That helps me. If you are watching this on Facebook, please leave me a comment down below about something that I talked about. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do the same thing. If you're just listening to the podcast, send me a message or like it or share it, anything like that. Okay. It is the Ingrid Pinkett podcast. We are covering is the Pink Network. The network houses all of my endeavors. And I want to thank our sponsors so much. RMC Exclusive. That is one of the partners or one of the umbrella underleanings for the Ingrid Pinkett Network. So thank you again so much for everything. I appreciate you. And I am so excited that you were here with me today. Until next Tuesday, see you soon. Bye.